Imagine that for most of your life, you felt like your existence had been a mistake. Year after year, all of your hope got chipped away, the best years of your life lost to depression, until one day, you find a way out. The light at the end of the tunnel flickers warmly ahead of you, and it feels like finally there is a way to escape. And then, just as quickly as you gained it, you lose it all, and you're stuck in the pitch black again. That's what happened to me in 2025, and it destroyed my life. When I was a small child, all I wanted to do was run around in the dirt and collect bugs and cool looking rocks. I would climb trees that were so tall that once I would reach the top, I would then get very scared and needed help getting down. I was by no means an ordinary child, but I had no outstanding talents, really, outside of being endlessly curious and pragmatic, which helped me to be good at school, but little else. However, I always felt a calling for art. Since I was in primary school, I would make little storybooks filled with my drawings and terribly dyslexic writings. It was the only thing that could get my mind off certain things. That's how I stumbled into being an artist. I was no prodigy, quite the opposite. As a kid, I got rejected from my school's art club because it was only for, quote, talented children. Somehow that didn't deter me, and by early high school, art was all that I ever wanted to do. Like for many kids like me, that wasn't a viable option, and I soon ended up working odd jobs and trying to force myself to be excited about pursuing a degree I had no interest in. Through it all, I held on to hope, because in the back of my head, I had a plan. I was going to be a YouTuber. Unlike with art, YouTube was no accident. Months before I uploaded my first video, I mapped out exactly what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. I meticulously planned the launch of my channel and somehow pushed myself to just do it. It was a final hurrah, last chance for me. At the time, I was just discharged from a 3-month-long stay at a hospital. My family thought I was too sick to go to uni, but somehow I had to bring in an income. YouTube was my last attempt at living life the way I wanted to live it before I capitulated and went to work at the local factory. At the time, all I wanted to make was enough money to pay rent. Miraculously, I made more than that. It didn't feel real or deserved, yet there it was in my bank account, staring right at me. And I was terrified. I finally got what I wanted all along, a way to express myself and talk about things I had no one to talk to about. But more importantly, I had a way to prove myself. I finally could do what I was born to do, save my family with my big YouTube books. And I couldn't afford to lose this golden ticket. I wish I could lie and say that then, for the first couple of months, I was happy. But no, my channel meant so much to me. It was everything I had. I did not have friends. I had no idea what to do with my life exactly, and the outside pressure was only mounting. All my life, I have been looking for that one thing that I could finally use to justify my existence. Something that I could use as a shield against the constant feelings of dread and self-hatred I lived with every day. And I finally had it. I finally managed to get the thing that would make me good enough. Nothing before worked, not good grades, not complete and full obedience, not making myself so small and quiet that no one would even notice I was around. But now, I finally was enough. For maybe like 6 months. I don't want to talk about what happened next because a part of me always wants to protect and give grace to people that have wronged me, so I won't talk about what happened, other than saying that suddenly I wasn't free anymore. So I did what I thought I had to do. I buckled down and worked even harder. The pressure was so much I barely kept myself sane, but my new friends, I made through YouTube kept me sane. And I kept reminding myself that I couldn't fail because I was not going to be a burden ever again. I kept trying to hold on to reality, but soon all I wanted to do was numb myself to keep the emotion at bay. And after a while, my brain started to do it for me, cutting me out of my own life, making me feel like an observer of a blurry art house film about a moth repeatedly slamming itself into a light bulb, hoping that maybe as a reward it'll get to feel a bit of warmth. With time, I had to do more and more and more and more. Everything had to be great, and it had to be done by me, because otherwise, what was the point? If I am not the master of writing, researching, editing, painting, graphic design, community management, then what is the point? If my videos didn't get enough views and barely any revenue, then it would prove what I knew all along. I am not good enough for any of this. I don't deserve the sweet comments, the loyal fans, the heartfelt messages from people I have inspired and helped. If I am not good enough, then what am I even doing here? Sometime in March, I started to really struggle financially, but I still turned down opportunities because I was so sure that I was not good enough to even attempt. I wasn't thinking about what videos I wanted to make the most, but which ideas were the best, which titles the clickiest, which art the most appealing to the ever so punishing algorithm. After all, there was no point in ever considering what I wanted because I couldn't fail. I was 21, with no friends near me, and my family depending on my income, and I had to be strong, as always. The day I realized that it was over was an empty, sunny day, like all the other days before. I sat down at my desk, stared at my reflection in the monitor, and I knew I didn't want to do this anymore. Physically, I couldn't bring myself to. I didn't want to draw. I wasn't good enough at it to justify the amount of time it took. I didn't want to write another video essay about a topic I'm not intelligent enough to talk about. I didn't want to create another set of 20 thumbnails in the miserable hope that maybe one of them will be good enough to get 1,000 views. I just wanted to disappear. So I did. Fading away the way I did felt only natural. This brief stunt was the only time in my life I have ever truly expressed myself. Going back to being numb and depressed was like going back home. To an empty, cold, uncaring home ravaged by war and forgotten by time, but home nonetheless. Throughout the silence that followed me everywhere in an empty apartment, I half-heartedly tried to stay creative. If I fully gave up, I could not pay rent that month. I would have to fully abandon this ridiculous dream of mine and go work at a grocery store if they would even hire me. I thought many times about the way I could make a YouTube video about this struggle. Top 10 ways to beat burnout. These shocking facts about burnout will shock you. Do you want to die? You're not alone. Let's all commit mass. I thought about it a lot. It freaked out my friends that were stuck on the other side of the world. Let Down by Radiohead became the theme song of this part of my life. The lyric, "One day I will grow wings," a promise, a threat. But I am still here. So what did I do? I escaped. Do you remember when as a kid you would spend your nights laying in bed and imagining someone whisking you away? It could have been your favorite cartoon character, or a superhero, or even the nice teacher at your school. Maybe, if you're lucky, you don't have such memories, but those of us that do also remember the point at which you realize that no one is coming to save you. Somehow I ended up boarding a plane to get to the other side of the world. So yeah, it's true that no one can save you, but they sure can help. In June, I decided that as a way to break out of the darker thoughts I had, I would film little bits of my day-to-day life, so enjoy these little clips. I keep wanting to apologize. I almost started this video off with a ramble of an apology that would boil down to "I'm sorry I failed you," which I realize probably to most of you sounds insane, but please let me get this off my chest. I'm sorry that I left the way I did, and I'm sorry for all the videos I promised to make and I never did, and I'm sorry for abandoning the Patreon, and I'm sorry that we never played on any of the games I wanted us to play together on Discord. I'm sorry for not responding to comments anymore. I can't look at my YouTube Creative Studio without having a panic attack. My friend Henry has been uploading my videos for me for months now. And I'm not only sorry, I'm also thankful. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you to my Patreons for easing the financial stress and making me feel sane. Thank you to my Discord moths for being so friendly and welcoming. Thank you to my community for making fan art, for engaging so thoughtfully with my videos, for inspiring me with your creativity. Thank you to my friends for keeping me company. Thank you, Henry, for editing my videos, going through my scripts and ideas with me. Thank you for talking with me about the difficult parts. Thank you, Brian, for being my best friend. Thank you, Big D, for always being there for me. Thank you, Josh. And lastly, thank you, Juno, for not going through with it, for choosing life even if it's filled with so much grief. I have been thinking about creating for the sake of creating. Something fun like art dolls or jewelry or visual novels. Or maybe I could get back into painting. I think it's time for me to take a step back and learn what it means to be me without turning every creative idea into an easily marketed product. So expect a bunch of weirder video essays in the future. This line of work leads people to quit, usually under intense stress. Because being creative in a system that only rewards watch time of advertisements is pretty bleak. So I think I'll take the blessing of being financially stable as I go ahead to get more weird. I am not magically healed of my anxiety and I still struggle every day to get out of bed, but I think I'm learning how to be kinder to myself, how to reach for the things that I want, how to not feel like I'm evil for taking up space. Even though it's so difficult to believe that I am worthy of good things, I want to fight for a good life for myself. I want to try again and again and again and again, because I had a lot of time to think about what I want to do with my life, and I realized that anything other than art would be a compromise. And I don't want to compromise, not yet. So I want to try. I want to do it for her. Thank you for watching.